Okay, so we're sitting on our mat. Keep your circle with you. Again, if you don't have a circle, simply use a baking pan or nothing. Or a band. Yeah, remember we can also use a band, just stretching a band across, but leave it out if you don't have a band or a circle. Make sure you're in the middle of the mat. Nothing is around you. We're just continuing on from our footwork. I want to squeeze my legs together, and I want to squeeze my feet together as well. I want to get my spine nice and tall. We know we can access that. We've just done a lot of back work. So I want you to feel that length up through the spine. Beautiful. Now squeezing the legs together, you're going to just draw the breath into the back and exhale to half roll back. Inhaling there and exhaling to reach up. Think of the crown of the head, top of the forehead, reaching for the knees, reach for those ankles, pressing those feet away, and then stacking the spine from the tailbone all the way up. Breathing into the back. Think about like a wave effect, scooping in there, inhaling into the back, and then exhaling to curl back up. Reaching, 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 and lift. And again, curling. Feel that nice length through the spine. Inhale into the back, and exhale, reaching up, and lift. Let's go one more there. Curling, scooping, inhale, and lifting. Beautiful. And come up nice and tall. Squeeze those legs together in neutral spine. We're going to twist. We're going to inhale to twist across, exhale to twist to center. Inhale to twist across, exhale to twist to center. Keep that circle absolutely even, because if you have a tray of teacups there that you don't want to spill. So really reaching shoulders down and reaching across side to side, center and side. Keep lifting that spine. It's a lot of back work there. Reach, center, one more side, reach and center. Round the spine over. Keep scooping the tummy away. I'm going to hold my circle underneath my feet and bring my elbows beside my legs. So now I'm pressing into my arms into my legs and my legs into my arms, and I'm just scooping the back away from the thighs, tucking the chin in, so I can feel a nice stretch into the sides of my legs, into the sides of my hips, all of the sacrum, all of the back, into the middle of the back, shoulder blades. So just holding on to that ring. You can hold on to a band around your feet as well, and then pressing into your arms, and your arms pressing into your legs. Okay, just feeling that nice big stretch into the back, draw the tummy in. Okay, and releasing that, and coming nice and tall. Fantastic. This time we're going to do our rotations. Let's go all the way down first, and then we come back up for rotations. So arms are nice and long. We'll just come down a little bit so I have space behind me. Squeeze your feet together. Inhale, scooping, exhale. This time we're coming all the way down, lengthening. Feel those abs connect. Lifting. So just work a little bit before we stretch out into our rotations. And up and scooping. So let's go for 5 of these. Reaching, zip across the hip bones, lifting and scooping up, and lift, shoulder blades down and scooping and reaching, lifting, tucking that chin in and lift. Let's go 2 more, reaching. Feels so good, that nice articulation, huh? And lifting. And 1 more, scooping, reaching, and lifting, reaching, and all the way up. Half roll back. Don't go back too fast. Squeeze the legs together there. Tailbone tucked under. Let's breathe in here and breathe out this time to twist. Inhale to center. Exhale. And center. Keep scooping that there. And center. And twist. And center. And twist. And center. Squeeze those legs so you don't move the hips or the thighs. 1 more set if you can, otherwise just curl out of it. Center and last side and center, pause, and then reaching up, all the way up, lifting the spine nicely and lower those arms. Fantastic. Stretch those legs away for us. Pressing those heels away. Take the feet apart to just about hip thigh distance apart. Reaching those arms out. Reach into your spine, stretch forward. Curling there. Lifting through the arms. Feel that back extension like we did when we were standing up. Draw the belly in, round. And then curl back up. We're going to add on to that, okay? So curling, spine stretch forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, rewind. And continue all the way down. Point the toes all the way down. Reach behind. Exhale, lift. Reaching forward. Flex those feet. Extend. Round back. Rewind. Point those toes. One more there, then we'll add on again. Reaching up. Scooping up. Spine stretch forward. Flex those feet. Open into extension. Round, rewind. Point those toes. Rounding down. Now watch this arm movement, slightly different. Take the arms over to your right. Stretch, like as if you want to rotate. This time you're going to come towards your right and peel up from one side of your body, reaching over, round over into your spine, stretch forward, round to the other side, and come back down the other side of the body, rounding down. And center. Let's reverse that. Go back to the other side, opposite side, reaching up, rounding. Draw the tummy in, feel that stretch. Reach around into the body. Reach around to the other side. Keep going around the world and come down that side. Pressing down through the spine. And reach and reverse that. Reaching up, scooping, reaching. Feel that back nice and mobile. Round it to the other side. This feels absolutely delicious. Reaching and take it back. Let's go back to the other side, zipping up those rib cages, pulling into that, reaching, anchoring that, reach around, come to center, and come down the other side to finish that cycle, all the way down, and center, and one straight up, our spine, our roll up, reaching over, hook those feet in your circle, and get a nice stretch into the neck, the back, belly button goes back towards the spine, reaching that away and rounding all the way back down, all the way back down to lie down. Fantastic. Rest those arms. Okay, so going into some leg circles now. Actually, I lie. Let's do some bridges first. I want to stretch out the thighs first. So I want you to take your circle, if you have a circle, if you want to use a band, you can. You're going to put it on the outside of the thighs, okay? You can put a band around your thighs if you want, if you don't have, especially for those people that are watching after who will not have a band. So, neutral pelvis, going to be squeezing into that, feet are nicely anchored. And a zip up there. Okay, take out any cushion from underneath your head for now because we're going to go in some bridges to stretch the front of the legs. So we inhale there, draw the belly button down, curling up through the spine, reaching up, press those feet away from you and draw across the hips. Okay, so you want to be leading up from the crease of the thigh. Let's push that up a little bit higher, press those fingertips towards the ankles, take a breath there, and then rolling through the side. Really try to roll. Vertebra by vertebra. Good. And then releasing all the way to neutral. Feel long crown to tail. Zipping up, breathing into the sides. Press into the circle slightly, just gently, and then start to round up again. Pressing those knees away from you, squeezing into the crease of the bum. Zip across the hips, pressing up. Take a nice breath there. Hold that. Pressing into the legs a little bit more. Take another breath. Press the hips up and then rolling down through the spine. You should really feel those thighs stretching and opening through the hips, okay? And reaching out. You should also feel the hamstrings working big time. Let's go up again. We're going to stay up this time, rounding up with that breath, reaching. Send those pubis nice and long. Take the arms up, You're going to press open into the legs and press the arms. And then reach close, almost like you want to lose the circle. And then pressing open. Draw the ribcage down and push the pubis up. And open, press into the legs. So thinking about like a clam effect with those legs, but not quite because we're not moving the feet so much. Pressing open and squeezing those arms. Pressing open. Keep lengthening through the front of the body. Knees away from the throat and pressing. Beautiful. One more. Pressing. Lift those arms. Lift the hips. And then roll through the spine, bone by bone, all the way down to release. Very nice. And rest that there. Good. I'm going to take my circle out from around. And let's put the circle in between the thighs. This time, so we're going to work a lot of inner thighs, okay? So really hard. If you want to use a ball instead, if you feel this is too much for your inner thighs, go right ahead. Sometimes you have to adjust it there. So not too much on the bones. You want to have it below the bones, okay? So I'm squeezing really hard into my inner thighs now. Let's go back up into one more bridge. Feet are close to the bum. We're going to roll up again into one more bridge, pressing into those thighs. Now keep pressing into those thighs. Send the knees away from you. Arms come up. Let's scissor those arms, pressing into those thighs. And scissor the arms. Keep the hips lifted. Keep the pubis lifted. And feel power in the arms, like as if you have a band that you're pulling against. Press those hips up. Press. And press. Press. Reaching. Reaching. Pressing. Reach. Let's go 2 more sets. And reach. 1 more set. Press those hips up. Reach, press. Last side. Lift. And then roll through the spine. Keep those thighs. And arms come down and release those thighs. Ah, that's nice. Okay, take that circle away. Whew, that was hard work. All right, guys. So now we're going for our leg circles. So put your foot up into that circle, get it a good stretch. See if we can lengthen this leg a little bit and get that stretch into that top leg. Draw the tummy in, lengthen that bottom leg as much as you can. Press the heel away. Beautiful. Now let's take that leg across the body, stretching into the side of the hip that we were working at first. Remember to keep the other leg in line with the body and keep it anchored, okay? Other arm is reaching behind to anchor the body back, to pull the rib cage back. Draw the tummy in. Let's go ahead and take that to the top. Take it to the other side. Again, relaxing into that glute, opening into the groin, and just balancing off with this arm in the opposite direction. Draw the tummy in. And then taking that leg back up. So for added work, yeah, if you want to bend this leg, it's fine. Added work, you can put your arms up. Otherwise, you can lose your circle and just place your arms here. Okay, or you can do the whole thing here. Okay, we're going for 8 circles in each direction. First direction, you want to have your leg pointed and around, inhaling and really anchoring the rest of the body. It's very difficult if you have your arms lifted. So go as small as you need to with the circle to ensure that you're stabilizing nicely. Okay, and you're not moving into the lower back, you're moving into the hip joint. Let's go 4 more here. Keep pressing that other leg away from you, okay? So that you feel that energy of support from the heel all the way to the throat, back of the neck. Let's go 2 more here. Beautiful circles. Feel that quad. Yep, yep, yep. 1 more. Bring that across the abs and hold. Let's flex that foot. Flex the other foot as well. Press that heel away. Good, and opposite direction. And around. And 2. Really connecting deep into that center line. So you know you're moving around on either side of that center, yeah? reaching it around, zip up those hips. Let's go 4 more. Reaching that up. 3, 2, 1. Hold that to the top. Beautiful. Feel that? Now bend that knee and get that nice stretch into the front of that leg. Okay, I'm going to slide this leg up, put this leg down. Make sure the pelvis is even. Take this leg up, and when you're ready, you can lengthen this leg slowly if you need to. And then eventually get that full stretch if you can access that. Otherwise, keep that knee bent. That bottom one, or even just soften to that top leg if that's what you need. It's not a problem. What I don't want is I don't want the lower back curling up like that to get you here. Okay, I need you to have the pelvis in neutral. Okay, so only go as far as you can go. Use a band if you need to. You don't want to be forcing yourself here with the neck doing that and the lower back doing that just to get that leg straight. Okay, we don't want that. Okay, we want to be long and neutral. So just go to where you can. Okay, let's take that leg across the body. Remember, we're anchoring with the other side and keeping the same leg down on the mat in line with your throat, in line with that midline. Reaching it out there. Feel that stretch all the way from the waist down to the leg. You can twist a little bit into the ankle. Feel it across the shin, the calf, and the ankle as well. Draw the belly in. And then taking that back up. Take it to the outside. And then lifting that up all the way back to the top. Ready for our circles. Check your waist. Lifting, and 8 we did, okay? We did 8. And really, now you will find maybe one leg, it's a little bit more difficult than the other. It's okay. Just see what you need to do. If you need to go firmer into the abs, if you want to put a block underneath your head, helps you to keep those abs connected, or a cushion. Sometimes one side is more difficult than the other. Keep zipping across the hips. So remember, we're not lifting the pelvis. Yeah, to do this, we are just circling the leg, okay? We're not going to work all into the back and the body. Yeah, we're just working the leg. Let's go 3 more in this direction. Just thinking about that hip joint. If your circles can be lower or smaller, that's fine. To where you can have that precise movement, yeah? Just the precise movement. 2 more here. Really feeling that deep precision. Reaching it around. Taking it all the way to the top. Hold that there. And take a breather. Okay, so I'm going to make sure I'm even on both sides. This is my harder side. So I always have to reconnect, readjust. Press your heel away of the other leg. Let's go into the heel with the foot dorsiflex, opposite direction. Reach it around. 4. And 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go 2 more. 7 and 8. Take it all the way to the top. Beautiful. Grab onto that. Bend that knee so you can get that stretch into the front of the thigh. Nice. Very nice. Breathe there. Right? And we're going to let go of that leg. Stretch it out. Send your actually, no, don't do that. You're going to come up and roll it like a ball. We'll try on rolling like a ball. If you can, if you have you're small enough with your legs, you can. Otherwise, hold your circle like that. So you can have it here, or you can have it here. Yes, to hold on to your rolling like a ball. Make sure you have space behind you. So you can press into that so you're not using your legs. Yeah, you see? Zipping up, we're going to roll and roll back up. Much more difficult when you're just using your legs to flare yourself, to use that momentum. It's much more difficult if you have the discipline of keeping your legs put. Let's go one more here, zipping up. Beautiful. So now I'm going to take my circle off. We're going to do our ab series. It's curling nicely. And we're going to come down just to stay here. And then into our single leg stretch. And reach. And two. 2, 3. 3 more sets. 4, 4, 5, 5. Last set. Both legs in together, double leg stretch. Once. And pull. Twice. 3, 4. 2 more. Keep tucking the chin in. 5. And 6. Hold that in, legs go up, lower those legs, and lift, and lower, and pull. You can go lower if you can, and in, and 3, and in, and 2. Only as far as you can control, and 1, and draw that in. Bend those knees crisscross, twist across. Remember, we really try to keep the body twisting and the hips stable. Don't twist the leg across the body, just keep those pelvis stable. Knee comes right over hip joint, pull the chest up to it. Pull that chest up to that thigh. Stretch that opposite leg, press. Let's go for one more set. Feel that core, reach it across and take it to center. Lengthen those legs, lift the chest, draw the belly in, hold on to that right leg, your hamstring pull. Press that heel away. And let's go. Really working deep into that. And reach. And try to stretch your leg even more each time. You always put the head down if it gets tight. Last set. Last side. Lifting that back up and curling down all the way. Beautiful. Just roll your head from side to side. Take your knees together. Zipping up. I'm going to let you take your head to one side, knees to one side. And take that back to center. Just rotating into the other side and back to center. And again, across and center and across and center. Last set, reach and across, zipping up, center, reach out to the other side, turning that head and center. Very nice. Legs come down once and 2, zipping up there. Reach the arms, we're going to roll up, inhale, and curl up all the way, nice circles in the way, and sit up nice and tall. Fantastic. So coming to sit upright. Actually, first, let's just do our swan. This might be a little bit difficult on the shoulders if you tend to have a little difficult tightness in the shoulders, but try it. If not, remember I spoke sometimes about like the height of our toilet paper roll. You can also have that concept. Okay? Did that last week, I think. So we want to get those legs nice and long and about thigh distance apart. Yeah? But thigh distance apart, not too wide yet. And we're going to take the circle and put it here. All right, so it's standing here. Head goes down. We did this with the roller last time, remember? So you can do it with the arms. So heels of the hands are on the circle, if you can, and you feel a nice big stretch in your shoulders. You have your forehead down like as if you have your nose on a tennis ball, so just hovering there. Stretch those legs nicely, push the pubis into the mat, And then let's just open through the chin and the chest, reaching the arms away and lift into the chest. You're going to press down onto that circle and then lowering the body, let the arms lift and reaching back down. So nice articulation. Inhale, open the chin, the chest, lengthening through the spine as you lift and pressing into the arms. Feel all the body work. If it's too much for you, just do the arms in front of you, okay? Or the arms into cobra beside you. You can do it with the arms here, or you can do it with the arms here, okay? Or on a little roll of a can of beans or a roll of toilet paper, reaching up, pressing into that, draw the shoulder blades down, and then reaching back down. And let's reach up again. One more time, lengthening up and floating that down. Very nice. Now let's take those legs apart, heels facing each other, toes apart. Let's go in again and reaching up. Lengthening up. Now I'm going to hold my left arm down, which is a lot of balance. Lift my right arm, circle it around, and circling it back. Let's go 3 times. Reach, zip the tummy up. One more. And center. Place that one down, lifting through. Take that arm out. And center. Think about the center line. Think about a strong center line. Very difficult. And reach. One more. Reach. Lengthening. Hold. Lift the body a little higher. And then reaching down through the body. Very nice. And releasing that. Good. Pressing up into your half plank. Nicely there. And then walk the knees in for a nice 4-point kneeling into cat stretch. So round the back, counter stretching the spine. Getting that nice rounding into the chin as well. Big and broad, inhale. And then exhaling all the way out to neutral. Inhale long. Exhale round. Inhaling into the back, lower neck and shoulders. And exhale out. And again, round. Inhaling into the back. And exhaling it all the way out. Beautiful. Then round back into your child's pose. Stretch those fingertips free. Tuck the chin in. Press your hips towards your heels. Draw the belly in. Take your arms over to your left. Stretching from the right fingertip to the bum cheek. So this should feel really nice in the armpit and stuff that we did standing work as well as the work we just did on the prone. And take that to the other side. Reach it across. Draw the tummy in. And take that to center. Round the arms. Breathing in. And uncurl all the way up. Take a breath in. Feel the stretch into the shins and the feet and breath out. Round the feet from underneath us. Lengthen your left leg. Right leg is going to come over the swan. We did this clams in the circle, with the circle in the bridge. So you should feel, and the swans we just did, so you should feel a nice stretch into that hip there. Feeling that nice lift into the spine. Holding that there. Now keeping the spine upright if you can. Let's walk this bottom foot in. Really deepen that stretch like as if you were doing it on your back. Let's bring that in again. Lifting into the body. Lower that bottom leg. Lean into that. And then round the spine over. Stretching into that glute. And round up. Take the other leg. Getting into that stretch. Take that leg in. And then lift that spine. I'm still pushing this leg away. I'm still trying to keep that spine lifted nicely. Really gets into that hip, that's for sure. Of course, you can lie back and do this lying on your back. Just lie back in the same position. One more breath here. And then lengthen this leg. Lean over flat back. Slightly different stretch. Very similar, but just slightly getting some different muscles. And then just round over. Deepening. And uncurling all the way up. Take your legs across to one side. So nice and wide with those legs. Right up onto those sits bones. All right, press those heels away. Get a nice inner thigh. Remember, we work those inner thighs as well. Let's go for a couple of saws and then we will go into just a nice deep stretch. So reach those arms and legs away. We're going to twist around and exhale to saw off that toe. Keep the bum cheek down. Lifting and center. And take it across and reach, reach, reach. Lifting and center. And take it across and reach, reach, lifting and center. Last side. Reach, 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 lifting and center. This time take your arms up. Reach over to one side, facing front. Take that arm and reach it even further, further, beautiful. Now take that top arm and try to reach for the outside of the shin or the foot or whatever, and then just face that leg. Both bum cheeks stay down, draw the belly in and press into that. Release those hands, take that to the center, stretching into the center and lifting up. Take it to the other side. Holding on, feel that stretch, opening the body nicely. Beautiful. When you're ready, reach that top hand to the outside of the shin, the foot, wherever you can reach, and round yourself over. Try to get both bum cheeks down, rounding to that. Feel that waist. Feel the back of the legs. And the breath there. And then round over to the front. Rounding the spine there. Now open through the chin, the chest. Feel that tailbone stick out behind you as you lift. And breath out. Stretch those fingertips. Nod the neck to one side. Just feeling that stretch down the neck. So you're stretching that fingertip away. Roll your head to center gently. Roll it to the other side. And feel the other fingertip reaching away. Stretch there. And roll that back to the center. Bring the head, neck, shoulders, arms up. Press those legs away. One more time. Rounding over. Flat back over. Before we round over. Breath in. And rolling up all the way. Beautiful. Shake those legs out. Fantastic. Get your little cushion or your block for us to do a quick breath release. Grab my cushion. Find a nice comfortable spot to sit. How is comfortable with your shins, with your ankles. Okay, no forcing anything. Beautiful. And just rest the body there nicely. Just resting there. Just feel your body centered. Just releasing into that. And then you can go ahead and close your eyes. Just relaxing from the crown of your head all the way to your tailbone. Feeling the spine lengthening, but lightening at the same time. Breathing nice and full into the sides of the ribs. As you just focus the breath going through the body, just releasing any tension that's left there. Feeling into your body, really beautiful now. And just think of your week that's coming up. You know what you have to do, or you may not know. So let's just think of the word or the phrase, I'm grounded. I'm grounded. and grounded. In moments of uncertainty or anxiety, just come back to this breath and grounding, centering, just feeling yourself rooted. Stand firm. Just continue breathing in silence. Come back to the breath. And staying with your breath, feel the sensation of being rooted in your body. Feel that sensation like your pelvis is grounded, is stable, you can stand firm. Just let that breath nourish every inch of your body. To that breath. And then just bringing your hands towards your solar plexus and your heart. And just taking some more conscious breaths into your heart. Just relaxing that area, just allowing that diaphragm to work gently, having the heart have a beautiful, gentle rhythm where you release any anxiety. Feel the sensation into your belly, into your solar plexus. But in your subconscious, in your intuition, you know what you need to be doing. Maybe there's a fear there, an uncertainty, an unknowing at the back of it. Allow that gentle regulation to your emotional calmness and the trust in your intuition. Just feeling that regulation. And gently opening your eyes, finding your environment safe, beautiful, looking around you, finding things that you have touched, you're creative, you have made possible, things that have been handed to you. All these blessings just in your immediate vicinity. Just feel those blessings and feel that gratitude for having these blessings in your life. Just go ahead and hug yourself, reassuring yourself that you're worthy of these blessings because you're worthy of celebrating. So you've got this. No matter what comes at you, you can manage. Taking a nice deep breath. Bringing in all the blessings and expelling any negativity. Taking a deep breath. Namaste. Wonderful. So that's our session for today. I hope you loved it.